Let's start. So, welcome, Shikha. Thank you so much for joining us. And before we start, just a few words about Shikha. Shikha is the founder of Right Side Story. She's really, really passionate about children's safety. Uh, and she's basically dedicated this part of her life to this venture. And in this process, obviously, she has worked with many, many institutions. 1,500 is what I read on the website, and obviously interacted with a lot of children. So she has a lot of experience on, what children go through. And so the best way to use this session is to please ask her whatever questions are in your mind on the subject. There is an easy way to ask. You can ask confidentially, so feel free to use that methodology of chat so that she can then she doesn't have to say who's asked that question and just give the answer. So with that, over to you, Shikha.
Thank you so much, Jugjiv sir, and thank you so much, GSA, for giving me this platform where I can talk from my heart to all these young souls. So, and also thank you for this lovely introduction. This time I thought I'm going to introduce myself in a fun way because, yes, of course, I talk about child safety, very serious topic. Yes, I talk about student well-being, but my intent is to make growing up a little fun for all of you. When I say more fun, I mean that we will explore a little bit about our personalities as well. So, of course, hear it from the horse's mouth, and I will start. Uh, so, when we talk about personality, yes, professionally, you know what I do. But personally, I am a mix of a storyteller. I am a stand-up comedian with obviously a lot of bad jokes. And if I have a lot of coffee, then I become a philosopher. But also, I'm a DJ, so I love music and I love to make music and make people groove on music. So, this is who I am. And I also love to cook. Uh,
Yes, I was wondering when you're going to get to food
yes.
and Chole Bhature.
Yeah, I think, yeah, everybody knows me with that name, but this is who I am. I, of course, love to eat and I love to cook and make feed people with good food is who I am. And I'm very, very excited today to talk about something which is very close to my heart and which, I've been living with for I don't know how many years. It's intentionally mentioned it a real superpower because actually it is. We're talking about kindness and empathy today. Because when we talk about these superpowers, we don't need any cape and or probably when I'm talking, you won't see lasers coming out of my eyes. But it is still a superpower because in this world where, we see a lot of bad things happening every day, every moment we go online, we see bad things, just a lot of bad things happening to children, happening to adults, happening to family members. So we thought that now is the time to inculcate. We all have the superpowers. It's not that I'm going to, give you any superpower, but you already have it. It's just that we need to unwrap it and talk about it today. Yep. So, as Sir said, that if you have any question, please use the chat box. You can send me the message directly also. But this session today is going to be not very successful if we don't interact, if we don't talk, because obviously on during all our sessions with me, we need interaction. We need to have a lot of conversation. Yeah. Okay, so let's begin this session by obviously, I'm going to ask you a question, very, very basic question. What is kindness? Or what kind of kindness you think is kind? Use the chat box or you can unmute yourself. You can give me an example. For example, sharing my tiffin in school at lunchtime. But what is kindness? Yes, Khushi.
Ma'am, I guess according to me, when we say what is kindness, so it's not just about like we are forced to help somebody or we are forced to, do good things for someone else. It's about our choice. It's like a peace of mind that we do for others just to feel good about yourself.
Okay. So kindness is helping people is what you mean, Khushi, but not by a force, but you feel it from within, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There's another person who's saying kindness is making people feel lighter after meeting you. Okay. Yes. Garima, you've raised your hand. No, sorry, Savita Singh.
Uh, According to me, ma'am, kindness is something which came from our inner soul. Like if we are walking on a road and we have seen some person who is injured or who have got an accident, then we can help him by getting him by doing a first aid to him or going let him to go to the hospital. If someone is not helping him, then we can help. And after this, we feel very light, very happy that we have done something to someone.
Okay. That is great. I also see a lot of chat. You can uh, lower your hand. Thanks. Kindness starts with empathy when the inner urge to pass a helping gesture to another one. It's the feeling of heart that makes you want to help. And when was the last time, all of you, when we did this act of kindness? When was the last time? Today morning, yesterday, day before yesterday, yesterday. Kajal, what did you do? Why don't you just write down that, okay, this is what I've done today, yesterday, right now. Atharv, what act of kindness did you do right now, Atharv, while listening to me quietly? You
You
can
just,
unmute yourself.
Manisha,
Yeah.
you can unmute them and they can
Ma'am, I
just talk.
shared some classwork to my friend who was not
So
present.
there are a couple of people who are unmuted.
No, no, the people like Kajal, Athar, you can just unmute
Already
them.
done, sir.
Okay.
Yes, yes, Savita. Helping a dog. Mm-hmm. Helped a
Yes,
dog.
on the road I've seen a dog, so and he was injured, so I just wash his wound and give some food to him. That's all what I have done.
Okay. Yesterday at a shop, I helped an old lady to understand the calculation of money she had to pay to the shopkeeper. Great, fantastic.
Atharv has that answer. He just picked up a pen for somebody and gave it to them, which
Oh,
had fallen on the ground.
oh, I think I missed that
So
message.
it's not listening to you, it's picking up the pen.
Yeah, picking
But
up
he's
the pen.
also listening because he's answered the
Of
question.
course, of course. Thank you, Atharv. I think that is, definitely a kind move.
Ma'am, according to me, everybody has a perspective that what is kindness according to them.
Yeah, that's definitely that is. But I mean, obviously, the other person also has to feel happy about it, right? It's not forceful. It's not, you feel light, of course, you feel happy that yes, you did. But what is that feeling that you get after being kind to somebody?
The feeling of us that we are helping in the sake of humanity and all other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else? Shahana, you have unmuted yourself.
Yeah, ma'am, like it feels like when you help somebody, when you be kind to somebody, so that feeling of self-satisfaction, that feeling of happiness within comes, ma'am. So
Okay,
you feel
great.
good the entire day. If you do any one deed or something like that, the entire day you feel happy about it, not giving only the happiness to the other person whom with you were kind with, but to yourself also. What I feel, this is kindness for me.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am,
And what kind of, yes.
ma'am, I helped my classmates in completing their practicals and taught them chemistry first chapter.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
Thank you,
Sneha?
ma'am.
Ma'am, I help a lady to cross a road.
Okay, great, fantastic. Thank you so much, Sneha. You can lower your hand.
Thank you, ma'am.
Kindness must also give us happiness after doing something for someone else. Yes, that's the intent. But when we're talking about this feeling of feeling happy and, self-satisfaction, so what is the difference between being a kind person and being a bully? They also feel satisfied when they bully, right? They feel happy and satisfied, don't they? What do you think? Yes, Savita.
Ma'am, when we be a kind person, the person at the other hand, which we are helping, are also happy and just give us blessing for doing that work. And
Mhm.
on the other side, if we are bullying someone, then the people at the other side will be sad and saying some bad things to him, or maybe he or she have a feeling of taking revenge from us.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I wanted to understand how do we, what do we realize when we talk about feeling happy and content, being kind versus being a bully? Yes, Kajal. And I think Shaurya or Garima, some one of you also had. Yes.
And being kind is that being satisfied but not by hurting anyone.
Mm-hmm. That is what you mean by being kind. Okay. Okay, so let me ask you a few questions now. And these are all what if questions, okay? We are still, as of now, we are only to kindness. We have not moved on to the empathy bit, okay? We are only limiting our understanding to kindness. So what will you do if a friend forgets their homework and looks nervous in front of the teacher? What do you do? What is that act of kindness at that moment?
Give them your copy to do it last minute.
Okay. Shaurya, yes.
Ma'am, I will help him and I will give my copy to him to complete.
Okay.
Ma'am, we support our friend and encourage them to talk to the teacher honestly and uh, say their situation.
And have you done that before? Or this is just you are saying because I asked you this question.
Uh, yes, ma'am, I have done it.
Mm-hmm. And how did it go?
Uh, Ma'am, one day my friend has forget his notebook and the teacher is waiting all the students. Then I support her and say that talk to the teacher about it and don't be nervous.
Ma'am,
Yes, Aradhya.
ma'am, I will not give my friend the notebook to complete, but I can help him how to do it because it's not a good thing to give him or her a notebook to complete, because then how he or she will run. So I'll tell how we can solve it, but I'll not give the copy.
Okay. Very interesting. Yes, Savita or Kajal or Khushi.
Ma'am, firstly, I will ask what's the reason behind not doing the homework, and if the reason is valid, I will share
Uh,
my homework copy with
okay.
her.
Okay. Okay. Kajal, how do you know if it's valid or not? So you are, so your kindness is conditional? It's a
Ma'am, like
conditional
if
kindness.
like he or she have had fever, so I will give her.
No, but I'm asking you, your kindness is conditional, right? That if it is a good reason or if it's a valid reason, then only I will help my friend. Otherwise, if she forgot or she was just watching movies last night and forgot to do her homework, you don't help her, right? Is what
Yes,
is
ma'am.
okay, okay. Kushi?
Yes, ma'am. So, of course, I would help him or her, like with their homework. But definitely I would console them first that it's okay if you didn't do your homework, don't be nervous. And I would tell the teachers about it. And of course, when it happened in real life with me, so the teacher actually scolded me just because I was like, okay, ma'am, he has not done his homework. So I would tell him to, of course, tell the teacher, not I.
Okay, great. Garima?
I would just, if the teacher asked me that has your friend completed the homework, I'll pretend that he have or she have.
Okay, but why will the teacher ask you if it's my
Um,
work? Why will the teacher ask you?
Sometimes the teachers, like if we are sitting in the pairs, so the teachers ask that the students that have your pair completed the homework or not.
Mm-hmm.
Or the second thing is I would help him complete his or her homework before the teacher comes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Garima. You can mute yourself. Thank you. So I think we've got very, very interesting responses. Yeah, we very, very interesting responses from this question, which is if your friend forgets to do the homework and he or she is nervous, how do you help? We come back to that after the next question, which is what if another friend of yours in the school, in the class, or a peer or a classmate, he gave the wrong answer? Yeah. The teacher asked the question, he gave the wrong answer, and everybody starts laughing. What do you do? Obviously, people who are laughing are not kind, are they? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am, they are not kind.
Yeah, they are not kind. So, what do you do? Because the kind of answers you are giving, I'm assuming you're kind people. So, what do you do?
Ma'am, of course, I would not laugh and simply would ask the people who are laughing like that, what's there to laugh about?
Mm-hmm. Have you done that, Kushi?
Of course.
Okay.
Ma'am,
And
I'll
how was
say
it? One second, Aradhya. So, Kushi, when you did that, how was it? Did people stop laughing?
Actually, people were offended by it and they were like, why are you saying that? I'm like, so why are you laughing about him? Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing to laugh and making him feel bad about it.
Yeah,
So they were, and suddenly the situation was like awkward of them.
for them. For them. Okay. So, which technically means that you being kind helped your friend not being bullied, right? If because I'm coming from the problem that we always face in the school, which is bullying, and this time I took a totally opposite approach that if we are kind, we don't bully. Yep. Khushi, are you with me on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Yes, Garima, Kajal, Myra.
Ma'am, if this situation's there, so I would not try to ask the people who are laughing to just stop. I'll make my friend understand that just let them ignore and just focus on your studies and I'll tell him the correct answer.
Okay, okay, that's another way of handling it. Yes, Kajal or Myra, go ahead.
I also agree with Garima. That's what I would do. I would tell my friend to just ignore them, and there's nothing to laugh about. I'll explain her that there's nothing to be ashamed about. It's okay, and I'll probably explain her the concept and tell her to ignore those people because they do not deserve a reply. Like if they're laughing on you for trying, then they do not deserve a reply from you. You just have to ignore them.
Okay, okay. Kajal, what's your take? Aradhe?
Ma'am, first of all, I'll tell everyone ki it's a human mistake. Everyone commits mistake. It's not the point of laughing, and it's not a good thing. Means at least he or she has tried.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And ma'am, when I do it, I lose so much of my friend, but I avoid it because after some times they have also realized that it's not a good habit that we have laughed on him, and because I believe one good friend is equal to a library.
Wow. Okay. Great. Thank you so
Thank.
much, Radhe. Sneha, you have also raised your
Yes,
hand.
we will not laugh and gently correct the mistake which our friend has done.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. So again, here, Asta is saying, please unmute me, ma'am. So if we can have Asta also, and then we can close this.
Hello, Jai Hind, ma'am.
Hello, Jai Hind. Yes.
Ma'am, according to me, if my friend answered wrong in the class, I will slip it into the positivity if someone laugh at him. And I said, at least he or she tried. Wrong answer bring us to closer to the right one. And
Mhm.
this makes my friend feel proud instead of embarrassed.
Okay. Thank you so much, Janvi.
Ma'am, first of all, good morning, ma'am. And if I would be in such kind of situation, then I will definitely, first of all, comfort my friend who might have been panicked or embarrassed. Then I'll try to confront to the children who are laughing. And as some of my co-mates in this meeting said, I won't let my friend feel embarrassed because he or she tried to answer, which was better than the ones who laughed. And even if it was wrong, it's a human mistake and we all are here to learn.
Great. Thank you so much, Janvi. Kajal, you have raised your hand again.
Ma'am, I will secretly tell the answer.
Secretly.
Yes, ma'am. So that she would say it again and she would say it again the right answer and nobody will laugh.
Okay, but the situation is very different here. She's already sh said if your friend, she has already shared the wrong answer in front of the class. So how are you going to fix it? This is not a story that we go back and fix it and come back again. No. Everybody has already laughed at her. Kajal.
Ma'am, I would ask them to don't laugh. And I would ask them that if they know or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Soumya is also saying I will not stop them because they will not stop because it's been a habitual to the bully. I will make my friend brave and I'll ask her to ignore. Okay, so it all depends on case to case. So we'll just decipher this situation where somebody gave a wrong answer and your friends and your classmates are laughing about it. It's very easy. A lot of students said that yes, we can ignore, but it's very, very easy to say that, okay, why don't you ignore? How many of us have tried to ignore and we were successful in that? I am talking about people who have been laughed at, not you being a friend of those people. If somebody has laughed at you, how many times have you ignored that? Yes, Sneha?
Yes,
Sneha,
ma'am.
yes, Sneha, we're listening.
Yes, ma'am. We will not laugh on them. I have never laughed.
No, I'm not saying you've never laughed, but I'm just asking you that has somebody laughed at you and you were able to ignore it
Uh,
comfortably?
yes, ma'am.
You just ignored it
Because-
and you did not talk about it with anybody? You just ignored?
Yes, ma'am. I will ignore. Because it is very easy to laugh on someone, but it is very hard to keep the answer of that question.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Radhe, you have also. Yes.
So like I've not been laughed at for giving the wrong answer, but like for other reasons. So yes, I have ignored them because I know that I am that secure in myself that I know that I'm here to learn. And for example, if you are, for example, trying out for acting, so a big celebrity will not laugh at you for trying. A big sportsman will not laugh at you for trying to play a sports which you're not able to do properly, because
Mm-hmm.
they know that slowly you will learn from your mistakes and you will grow. So I just, even if I'm feeling a little embarrassed, I just remember this, and then I'm easily being able to ignore them.
Okay, great. Garima?
Ma'am, actually, I have faced this situation a many times,
Okay.
and I'm not able to ignore them. But as I have supportive friends, so the thing I told you, they make me brave, and as they understand me, they know how to convince me to just ignore them.
Okay. And with the help of your friends, you were able to do that, Garima?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic. Aradha, your hand is again.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I used to ignore them because my parents used to tell me that ignorance is a bliss. If we ignore them, their motive is to irritate me or make fun of me. If I don't react on them, if we don't respond it, so it automatically it will stop, and they have nothing the point of to say on me. So I believe ignorance is a bliss. So I used to ignore it.
Okay. But what if I ask all of you again in this room that if you're a kind person and somebody is doing this to you, what do you do as a kind person? You've understood what kindness is, right? And kindness is not that easy, by the way. This is where your real kindness is going to be tested. So somebody is laughing at you in the class and you know you're a kind person, what do you do? Yes, Bhavika. And I can see all the chats, it's not that easy to ignore. Let's be very, very real here. Maybe Maya and students who are in grade 9, 11, maybe in the higher classes, but we are looking at the middle school. We are looking at grade 6, 7, 8. It's not that easy until and unless you have great friends. Yes, Bhavika.
Ma'am, in situations like these, usually, of course, I try to ignore when I'm feeling embarrassed, but that usually does not work all the time. So most of the time, I end up, screaming back at them or answering back to them to shut them up.
Mm-hmm. Screaming back at them.
Yeah, because like, ma'am, when they sometimes they actually piss me off when they actually, say stuff that is not nice. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's so I'll repeat my question. My question is that if you're a kind person and if you believe you're a kind person, how do you handle this?
Usually I am, but moments like these really piss me off, and at that time I know that I'm not able to.
Mm-hmm. Shaurya?
Ma'am, I will do that. I never give a wrong answer.
Okay. So you are trying to say that you will become perfect.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you.
But no, thank you, nahi hai, Shaurya. I'm not done yet, but I want to understand nothing in this life is perfect. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but they can make fun of you anywhere. Astha? Maybe I'm
Yes,
talking about something which is very subtle, but at least we are talking about it. That's very important. Again, I'll repeat my question, Astha, so that we don't go here and there. So my
ma'am.
question is that if you're a kind person and if somebody is laughing at you, what do you do?
Yes, ma'am. As being kind person, if somebody laugh at me, I would just make a creative humor. Like I will answer glad. My answer gave you free entertainment. Next show tomorrow. And I make believe that I will not do wrong answer next time, but I will just give them a creative humor answer so that they not feel bad or I also don't feel embarrassed.
Great. I think we all can clap for Asta because this was a fantastic answer that yes, you need to be creative, you need to be fun and light-hearted because you know what? There's a very interesting rule that I've understood in these so many years of working with children and also working with humans is that people who mind don't matter and people who matter don't mind. Yeah. If I matter to you, if I make fun of you, or if I'm, jokingly uh, laughing, I don't mind because you are my friend. Yeah, so again, I'll repeat people who mind don't matter, and people who matter to us, they don't mind because they are friends. Yeah, as a kind person, this is the best you can do. Just laugh it out loud and just don't take it to heart because, again, if we do that, we are making them win. And of course, if they don't matter, why are we minding about it, right? Yeah, why are we putting our mind in that? So there is a question. Oh, same thing. Somebody's writing that they like the way I've organized my room. Well, let me tell you, it's an image. It's an AI generated image. It's not my room. So thank you for the comment anyways. So I think we have understood about what do we mean by being kind? How does it make us feel? And also, if people are making fun of us or people are not being kind to us, let's put it that way, that if we are kind to people but people are not kind to us, what do? We just laugh it out. We don't take it to heart. We just because they don't matter to us. And people who matter to us, they will anyways not make fun of us. So we need to make sure that people who matter to us, we are kind to them and we create our own world with those people. That's one takeaway when on the kindness, because honestly speaking, people will always forget, what kind of certificate you got in the school or, how many debates did you win, so on and so forth. But people never forget how they make you feel. I still remember one of my classmate who used to bully me. And, though we are friends on Instagram, but whenever I see her face, till date, whenever I see her face, there is something, I will never do something out of the world for her because I know that, she was never kind to me. Okay, so I think we can now move on to the next big superpower, which is empathy. Yes. So now, what do we mean by being empathetic, or what is empathy? And please give me examples of what you have done. I don't want any examples from ChatGPT or whatever you've read in books. No, this is real life skills we're talking about. What is empathy? What do you mean? What is your definition of being an empathetic person? Anybody? What is empathy? Or what is your definition of being an empathetic person? Having soft feelings for others. Amish. Okay. Putting ourselves in other people's shoes. Empathy is something when we understand someone's feeling and support her or him.
And
So,
ma'am, we can also say that empathy is not hearing someone's words, but hearing their silence too.
okay. Mm-hmm. Like a clear and crisp definition of kindness was helping people without any benefit, without having a feeling of getting something out of it, right? That's being kind, helping people. Yes, Janvi.
Ma'am, if I talk about empathy, we can say it's the ability where we understand someone else's feelings, emotions. Like if they are in such any kind of issue, we understand them, and we like to understand them better. We put ourselves in the same perspective and see the problems from the person's judgment, like how they would be feeling. And if I talk about the example, I remember very well that in my seventh grade there was one of my friend, and she was not good at studies at all, and just because of that she failed and she had to repeat that grade, and we were promoted to eighth grade. And I saw most of her friends, like other friends, they were just like, it's okay, it's just an exam, you can do better, work hard and so on. But at that time, I also felt that saying all this might comfort her, but would she really be finding any solution about that? Because there's nothing she can change about that. I just used her perspective to judge the situation, and I really thought that how she would be feeling.
Okay. Anybody else? Savita? I see some questions as well.
My, from my perspective, empathy is something which came from your inner side. Basically, it is an unconditional kind of a feeling which you have to the person you have relation with or something. Like if your friends are having something bad in their life, you must also feel bad for them or do something so for pampering them or for making them happy. That is called empathy, or helping them without asking them that I have to help you how I can. It just
Savita, I think we lost you. We can't hear you. Okay, anybody else would like to say? Savita, I would like to just comment here that being empathetic is not conditional. Being an empathetic person is not doesn't mean that I will be empathetic with, somebody I know. It's a feeling which I either have it or I don't. And if I don't, then I develop it. Empathy means to be the ability to understand and share other person's feelings. Okay. Kajal is saying once my friend was sad. I don't know the reason, but I let her be alone and spend some time with herself. Okay. Feeling the same feelings and someone else. This is not just understanding feelings like sympathy. Sympathy is तरस खाना, right? हम किसी पे तरस खाते हैं. And empathy is hamdardi, that, I've basically got empathy. Yes, Neha, before I get into the answer.
Ma'am, empathy is the ability to imagine how other person is feeling, or
How,
understanding, sharing feelings with them.
yeah. So basically, you're trying to say that empathy means understanding, uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Yes.
yeah, understanding the other person and maybe respond or behave according to that, right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now when we talk about empathy, so basically what empathy means is stepping into someone else's shoes, yeah, feeling what they feel, having the same
Hmm.
emotion or understanding the same kind of emotion that the other person is having that time.
Yes.
So when we say that kindness is in action, yeah, kindness is an act,
Hmm.
right? You act kind. So if kindness is an action, empathy is the heart behind it. Empathy is the soul behind it. Yeah.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
for example, when we say kindness is, for example, empathy is you understand that, you realize that one of your friend is upset. As there, who is this? There was this one girl who said, I don't know if I did right or wrong, but yeah, Kajal. For example, Kajal says that, there was this friend of mine who was upset because of whatever reason. Maybe she did not get good marks in the class. Empathy is you
Hmm.
understand that yes, they are upset or she's upset because of this reason. And kindness is you comfort them. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
makes sense that you comfort them with whatever it takes, or maybe by giving space. It all depends on a friend, it depends on person to person. If you know that your person needs attention, you give that person attention. If you think that giving little space is better, yes,
Yes, ma'am.
giving space is better. We go with the flow. We see how it all, how's the situation, what is the reason behind it, so on and so forth.
Understanding their feelings.
Yeah, understanding their feelings.
Yes.
So once you understand your feeling, the other person's feeling, then only you can react and respond to that feeling, technically.
Yes, ma'am.
So when we talk about empathy and when we talk about uh, being friends or in the school setup,
Hmm.
again, you know you are a kind person, okay. But what if I'm going to ask you a question and test your empathy as well? Yeah. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, people can use the chat box because I would need to know if you're with me till now. Just a yes or a no.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Yes, so again, a very interesting what if question. What if your best friend is teased about their looks or clothes or the bag they're wearing? As an empathetic and kind person, what are you going to do?
Ma'am, I will not judge my best friend by
Of
her.
course, come on, Sneha, we don't even say these things. Of course, he's your best friend or she's your best friend. We don't judge our friends, do we? We
Yes.
don't. I'm asking, as a empathetic and a kind friend, what are you going to do?
Okay, ma'am.
Arfa, how are you going to take a stand? Is what I'm coming to. How? What do we do? What action? What do we feel? First, what is the feeling? Is it a good feeling or a bad feeling if somebody is making fun of me? Yes, we agree to that. But what do we
It
do?
is bad feeling.
It's a bad feeling, of course. What do we do? But Kajal, it's not me making fun of my friend. It's the third person.
Ma'am,
Angry.
and
Savita, how can you be angry? You are angry at the other people who are making fun of him or her. But we are talking about kindness and empathy. How do we handle that?
karo. Ma'am, as
Yes.
being an empathic person, if I'm standing just beside my best friend, and as you ask the question, I would just say, funny how you notice only backs and looks. I notice her encourage, kindness, brains, that you miss probably the one who laughed at her looks and the back, so
Mhm.
that she could feel like, yeah, someone noticed my kindness and feeling instead of my looks and bags.
Okay. We can be more creative, Asta. We can be more creative, fun. Somebody's saying that this literally happened with my best friend last week. Yeah, this is all the scenarios are the real life scenarios. We deal with them every day. At first, I listen to her and make her calm down, but that's not it. I would also. So, Akanksha, I would like to know you imagined this or you actually did this? I'm asking about what would you do? I actually did this, ma'am. Fantastic. Did it work well? Because it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of courage. And when you're kind and when you're empathetic, of course, there's a lot, you already bring in a lot of courage in you. Akanksha, Why don't you unmute yourself and, share what exactly happened and how did you help? Manisha ma'am, can we have Akanksha also unmuted? Oh, she doesn't want to. It's okay. Anjali, you raise your hand, or Janvi, whoever wants to.
Ma'am, Chanvi, can I? I'm
Yeah, of
Janvi.
course, please.
So, ma'am, if my best friend is teased or if she's in such kind of situation, and if I'll be there, then first of all, I'll just try to catch her attention over something like a different topic. I'll try to uplift her mood out of that. And if the person who is teasing her, and if they continue, then I'll definitely say that how can you judge someone's look? Like it, I will not be like angry or some kind of arrogant over them, but I'll logically answer them that how can you judge someone's like confidence, their looks and all such things, when your own self you are judging others. Do you think you can judge others with such kind of things you are doing? Like you should you this behavior is not like to judge the people.
Okay, thank you so much, Janvi. Can I also have some males here? I only see females. I only see females raising hands. And the boys, where are the boys? Boys, you don't feel this? Nobody makes fun of you? Or you're the one on the other side? I need more boys talking. Or are they? Whoever are there here, Shaurya, why don't you unmute Atharv?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Has something like this happened in your class?
Ma'am, I'm so sorry. Can you please repeat that what something?
If your best there is somebody who is making fun of your best friend or teasing him or her about their looks or clothes or bags, the way they walk, anything. They're
Yes,
just
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. There are so many people who make fun of me or my friends that uh, what type of bags are using? Your stationery looks
what do
so
you do?
good. So I asked them, ki, is there any book? Is someone ki is somewhere is written that the pink is only girls' color and blue is only boyish color. And I asked them, who told you the way that my friend walk is only girls used to walk like that?
Okay.
Means it feels very bad to me that that type of stereotypical society we have still we have that stereotypical society.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Atharv, I need more boys. We'll come to the girls. We only have 10 minutes. I need one more boy, please. Sit with her, talk to her, show that you really care for her. I will also remind her about, yeah. So, I've realized after doing so many sessions, I've also realized that when we say things, saying things and doing things is, there's a thin line, but there's a very, very important gap that we are filling today. In terms of Soumya, you are also here new. Do you want to say something before I conclude on the empathy bit as well?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we'll ask her that look at yourself. You know better how you look. You
Mhm.
know that you are beautiful, then why should you focus on others' opinion? They will say whatever they want to, but you should be yourself only.
Okay. Yes, of course, I am a strong believer of self-love. So if you love yourself a lot and if you respect yourself, then you don't care. And anyways, as I said, जो मैटर करते हैं वो माइंड नहीं करते, जो माइंड करते हैं वो मैटर नहीं करते, right? So on and so forth. So that's what real friendship is. Talat, you have also unmuted, sorry, raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, grade 5. Yes, tell me, Talat.
Ma'am,
Youngest.
if my best friend is getting teased by someone, first of all, I will stop the person who is teasing my best friend, and then I will give some new stationeries or clothes and give some money to help her.
Wow, that is very, very kind, over kind of you to, give. Sharing is caring, of course. Thank you so much, Talat. I
Thank
think
you,
you're the
ma'am.
youngest one and one of the most courageous ones as well. So I think we can also clap for Talat being
Thank
so kind at this age. Anjali, you've also unmuted. Do you want to share something? No? Okay, I see a
We
lot
can't
of,
hear you, Anjali. We can't hear you.
yeah. So there is somebody who has asked on the chat box that how to be empathetic to the person who once bullied me. Okay, so let me tell you something very interesting about bullying. Somebody who did it once, because once you can always forget and forgive. Yeah. But usually when we talk about bullying, bullying is a repetitive behavior. If somebody is doing it again and again and again with an intention to hurt you, then you don't have to be empathetic towards them. You just ignore them. They don't matter to you. They just don't matter in your life. Yes, somebody said ignorance is bliss. Yes, that's what we do. We don't care about them. We make our own world. As I said, we create our own world of people who matter to us in the school. That's it. There is no point of fighting against them. There is no point, saying things which probably are not a usual thing for you to say. So you can just ignore. Ignorance is the best way to deal with bullying. And again, keeping one thing in mind that yes, they are not friends. They are not kind people. They are not empathetic because a kind person will not make fun of you. A kind person will not make you feel bad. Anjali, yes, please go ahead. You can unmute yourself now.
We can't hear you, Anjali. We're not able to hear you, Anjali. Please put your something is wrong with your mic. Please put your question in chat.
Soumya, do you wish to answer this question? Soumya Yati, Lahatara School.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I think there is maybe some connection issue. Yes, so I think we just have 5 more minutes. If you have any question, if you want to know a little more about your feelings, how you feel, what do we mean by empathy, what is the difference between empathy and sympathy, I think I've already very clearly explained. And also, what do you mean by kind? Difference between having that good feeling of, helping people or feeling satisfied versus being a bully. Yeah, I think we've discussed a lot about these small, little, very, very subtle, very, very, uh, you know, um, very subtle feelings, I would say. Yeah, Anjali, we still can't hear you. If you want to share, you just unmute and start talking. But I also see that, there are a lot of students who have their head very strong, which is fantastic, and we and if and those students who if you feel that you have friends who are not able to be that strong, then this is the time, then you can be more kind to them, make them feel comfortable, make them feel little more courageous Radhe, he wants to say something. Manisha ma'am, Radhe is there. He's just messaged.
Ma'am,
Yes, Radhe.
ma'am, I want to ask, uh, ma'am,
Yeah, we
may,
can hear you.
ma'am, can I ask my question after 2 minutes?
After two
No,
minutes.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm ready. No, ma'am, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
Uh, ma'am,
Yes.
there are so many peoples who not able to express their feeling. They used to suppress it. So, what can we do at that time? Means that there's some situation that we cannot express our feeling, and we need to suppress it. So, what we do? So, because not every time ignorance will work for me. So, what we can do
Yeah.
at that time?
So rather in situations, when we talk about expressive or being suppressive, that's a very, very personality trait. And I see a lot of people laughing at this. I don't understand why. And there are funny emojis also. I think we will have to, if we get to know who those people are, we can just remove them, Manisha ma'am, because this is not okay that we are making fun of somebody like this. Yes. So Radhe, when you say that, sometimes it's important to be expressive or or you want to suppress some feeling, it all depends on your personality, what kind of personality you have, you know. So it's not important that every time it is a mandate that yes, you have to be expressive in front of public. No. But you always need to have that one person in your life whom you can just go and talk about anything and feel little lighter. Or another very, very interesting way of handling this is journaling. If you just take a pen and paper and just write it down and just then throw it in the dustbin. You don't really have to make notes and keep it with them. No, just write down because, you know, um, they say that if you can just write down your concerns and problems and issues in your life on a piece of paper clearly, half of the problem is already solved. So why don't you just try that? So I've given you two options now. First is you go and talk to a friend, and the second option is that you just write it down and feel lighter. And in both the cases, the result is going to be the same.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
It was really helpful.
Yes. Thank you so much.
There's a question in Q&A, Shikha, if you could
Okay.
interpret it somehow and answer.
Yeah, when have felt alone, then how could act of kindness and empathy from someone else have helped me in that moment? Okay, yes. So basically, that person is saying that when I feel alone, the expectation is that, my friends or somebody comes to me and talks to me and, comforts me. So, again, being kind in this situation and you being authentic in this situation, you can just tell your friends that, guys, I'm feeling lonely. Can we please, can you do something to make me feel better? It takes courage, but I know you have courage, whoever that person is, because if you have the courage to write it down, you can definitely do it as well. So all you have to
Okay,
do is
ma'am.
just tell your friends or
Okay.
friend just tell your friends or friend that, okay, I am feeling lonely, or somebody you trust, or, or just write it down that why are you feeling lonely? Just write to your friend.
Okay.
And and when I say friend, I mean a kind, empathetic friend.
Yes.
And somebody has said, yes, it works. We think we have shared our feelings to someone and feel relaxed. Yes, of course, you make you feel lighter when you speak about it.
Ma'am, that is
Yes.
my question. Thank you so much. It's helped me so much.
Okay, great. Great. But if you still have questions, you can reach to Jugjiv sir, and I can write it down for you and we can put it on the chat as well. Or on the online, on the website also, sir, I think we post the videos. So if
Yeah,
you have questions, you can just write down in the chat and we'll make sure that we answer those as and when we need to be. Kunal has this question, why do you think a person becomes a bully? Because they are insecure themselves? Well, Kunal, a very, very interesting question. So there are different types of bully. There are bullies who have been bullied at home and they want a revenge in the school. This is what we have deciphered in so many years of understanding why somebody becomes a bully. Or they just, like this power because they bullied once somebody, they liked it and they wanted more. It's like, the happy hormone. So it's a very, very personal choice. And also, um, as per psychology, they say that once a bully, always a bully. So that is also very, very critical that if you're a bully, you will not only bully your classmates. No, when you grow up, you bully in your college. And then when you grow up, you bully in your, workspace. Then again, once a bully, always a bully. You bully your partners, friends when you grow up, or your kids maybe. And then it's a very, very, um, it's a bad cycle which nobody should get into. What does bully mean? Bully, Jia, very simple. Bully means somebody who's, making you uncomfortable with their comments.
Shikha, Talat wants the other side of it, asking, ma'am, what if the person does not stop teasing? So what will we do?
Yeah, so as I said, they don't matter to you. If they're teasing you, you just have to ignore. I know it's tough. I know. But the only way you can ignore is being in that safe space. Somebody's teasing you. Okay. Yes, you might feel bad that moment, but all you have to do is just go to your friends, just make them your soundboard, just share what you feel and just get back to your work. Get back to what you love to do. Because somebody said in the chat box that they are not going to stop. So, yes, the most important thing is that we realize that they are not kind people and they are not empathetic people and they are not my circle. So when they don't matter to you, then why their words matter to you? They should not.
Ifra wants to know, does empathy show any relation with leadership?
Does empathy show any relationship with leadership? Yes, Ifra. Empathy does show, you know, I can I can comfortably say that every leader is empathetic because if you're not empathetic, you will not let your team grow. Yeah. If you're not empathetic, you would not let your your people around you will feel comfortable with you. So yes, I think we've answered all these questions.
Just have a few hands raised so we can just deal with them if
And
we have 5 minutes.
we have 5 minutes.
Yeah, we can answer the
Okay.
questions that
Shaura, you have something to say?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
yes, please.
Ma'am, I can't understand when I feel alone. How can I be empathy and kind in that moment?
Yeah, you can't be. In a negative state of mind, you can't be a positive person.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can't be. You don't have to be. It's fine. If you're feeling lonely, you just need to talk.
Okay,
You
ma'am.
need to talk to somebody. You need to make sure that you feel okay with whoever it is, whoever that person is. Can be your brother, sister, parents, grandparents, teachers, friends, whoever that can be.
Okay, ma'am.
Whoever
Thank you.
makes you feel happy. But again, big question is that how old are you, Shaurya?
Ma'am, 12.
12. And what do you mean by lonely? You feel alone or
Ma'am,
lonely?
sometimes in home.
Oh, what do you mean by
Yeah.
that? What is that feeling? Can you define that feeling for me?
Mm. And in hostel, when everybody is gone to games and something else, then I feel alone and someone shout at me and scold me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when you feel alone, you again, if it's home, you go to your parents, tell them that you're feeling alone.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
if you're at hostel, then yes, you need to tell your classmates, roommates, whoever. But you need to talk because just sitting and feeling alone doesn't help. Yes, Neha. Sneha, you also raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am. But my question is, what does kindness mean to you?
To me,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, I can answer that for you in a few minutes. Somebody said Redmi 9, bullying leads to fighting, which can lead to crime. How to combat that? Well, it depends. If you are being into a fight, you need to involve adults. Crime, yeah, that's a heavy word. We'll not get there right now, at least not today. But bullying, definitely, it's called physical bullying. Yeah, and it is not okay. So, if you feel that this conversation or this, bullying discussion is going to lead to a fight where people are going to use their hands and legs, please make sure that an adult is involved, a school is involved, parents are involved, whoever, and make sure that this, don't go to an extreme level. Great. So I think Jugjiv sir,
Have you
with your
answered Sneha's question, Shikha?
yes, I'm coming to that. I am coming.
Yes.
I am, see, my kindness is making people feel comfortable, happy when they're around me, and I make sure if somebody needs help, I am the first one, always the first one. Everybody in my circle knows that, okay, I am the woman Friday for them. If रात को कोई problem हो गया, गाड़ी खराब हो गई, they will call me. So that's how I've created my persona in front of with my people who matter to me. So that's my level of kindness. But to give it back, yes, Garima, loneliness and left out is different. Yes, but Shaurya was feeling alone, not lonely. So I answered the alone bit. Not the loneliness bit, but we will come to that maybe next time.
Okay, Shikha.
So thank you so much once again. I'll just stop this music. Thank you so
Thank you.
much once again.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. And I hope to see you soon, very, very soon. After this session, you please go on YouTube and dance on this song once again.
It is a great session.
Thanks
Yes.
a lot,
Thank
Shikha. Really
thank you
appreciate
so
your
much.
being here
Bye, ma'am.
and spending so much time
Thank you.
and showing us how kind you are. So thank you.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much. I think we all have it. We just don't realize it sometimes. So
Yeah.
thank
Thank you for
you.
this
Bye
session.
bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.
Much, ma'am. It was a lovely session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
And
Hmm.
can we leave
So
this session?
say that again.
Can we leave this session?
You want to go? Sure, go ahead. Sunday school is not compulsory. You don't want to be here. You don't have to be here.
Okay, thank
Shubham
you.
has asked a question. How can I be confident? Any answers for that? Anybody? How can one be confident? How does one get confident? Any answers for that question? It's a very,
By
very, very,
being
very
well
relevant and
prepared,
a good question.
by being
Hmm.
well
By
prepared to our
believing
next
in
step.
ourselves and by believing in ourselves.
Sorry, just say that again.
By believing in ourselves.
Believing in yourself, yes. And how do you believe in yourself? How does that
By
happen?
being well, by being well prepared for our next step.
Yes, be well prepared. Self affirmation, Arfa says.
Also, like if we are giving any answer, then we will not cheating from other. We will give our answer, not others. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
but
if it's wrong or correct, but we have to give our answer, our own answer.
yes, giving our own answers. Yes.
by
Uh,
bringing regularity of the actions.
Say that again, Athar.
By bringing regularity among the actions that we do, in which we want to become confident.
And sir, also by accepting failure and success both.
Yes, accepting failure and success both. We should be best prepared. Think we are the best,
Yes.
we can do it. Yes, that's one way. Uh, so, if you feel you're not confident, you have to try and do small things and as you start to do small things and you be successful, you'll start to feel more confident. Right. So there's nothing else to it. And as many have said, like knowledge makes confidence. Yes, if you do something right, gives you confidence. Right. In the beginning, you may feel nervous, but if you give your, if the what you tell yourself is positive, then and affirmations is another way to do that. And so, if you are able to do that, then you take small steps and you start to feel more confident. But being confident and self-confidence are very critical in life. So, I think it's a very, very good question you asked, Shubham, because it is one of last time somebody asked about, uh, you know, what, about, what are key things to be successful in life? Self-confidence is certainly right up there, right? So it's a very, very good question. So, Manisha, now we're going to read a book,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, so do that.
Just 1 minute, sir.
Yeah. So, we have maybe little over half an hour, 40 minutes or so. I really want to try and finish this chapter, right? And which means we've been talking a lot, and even when I'm doing these sessions, I end up talking a lot in the middle. But I think what it takes away is that it's taking away from the story a little bit, right? We are going very slowly, and so I want to try and read a bit more today so that we can get on with the story. So I think we read ahead of that. We read ahead of this, Manisha. Just go ahead. We read this. We read a few pages after this. Shaska was standing there, so this
Sir,
is
is
when
my
it starts.
screen visible to you?
Screen is visible. I can barely hear you, but go ahead. Uh, I read this last time.
Okay. Is this fine?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go
Just be the
ahead.
page.
Go ahead. Go ahead. This. Okay. Okay. Go back. You marked it, right? So go back to that. So where it's marked is where you think is where we left it. No, because we talked about lectern, so I'm sure we read this. Yeah, we read this. Go ahead. Go ahead. We read this. Okay, this topic you start from here. Doesn't matter. We'll start from here. This is where I think we left it. So what happened is that uh, you know Carl has taken Shaska to the cigar factory, and they have replaced the book the reader was reading with his own book, right? And so the reader has written this book, right? If you remember, right? And he, but he's very shy. It's been 10 years since he's written this book, but he's very shy to share it with everybody. and Carl has read it and he thinks it's a fantastic book. So this is what Carl uh, Carl has planned, and he's got Shaska to come in now's time. And we read how she pretends to be his niece, and asks the owner of the cigar factory to, that they're going to replace the book, and this is what their broad plan is. And she agrees, and this is where we are. Let me just start from there. The proprietor of the cigar factory approached him. Is everything all right? My book is gone. Has someone been there and taken it away? He asked the question again, this time addressing the employees. Does anyone have my book? Everyone looked at Mercedes Ramenschneider, who gave an imperceptible shake of the head. Imperceptible? You can't make out what it means. There's something on your desk. Is that not yours? No, I mean, yes, but just read what's there. Everyone's waiting. You could read the telephone book and everyone would hang on your every word. Your voice is so beautiful. The factory owner had a weakness for the reader, an even greater weakness for his voice. She would have liked nothing better than to take him home every day after work and sit him in a chair to read for her all evening. She had long wondered in secret what it would be like to have that deep, warm voice read erotic literature to her by candlelight, accompanied by a large glass of red wine. Mercedes Ramenschneider had an encouraging hand on his. She wanted to hear this novel too, and not just on the off chance it might contain erotic passages involving a hot-blooded half-human woman. But it's not for read, please, for me. The reader stared pleadingly at her. He would much rather have read the phone book or the labels on the cigar boxes, even the ones translated into Serbian. She ignored his plea and walked back to her office, swinging her hips a little more than usual. Tenderly, the reader brushed the title page as though the manuscript first needed to be gently woken. Uh, Manuscript is an unprinted, could be a book or a poem, maybe a song. Silent Tango, he began. By He said something that sounded like two words, but although he had been a master of final syllable modulation since his speech training, no one understood his murmur. Yeah, so he just ate up those two words, right? His own name. Right? His voice was suddenly as thin as fine yarn. He read the first few hesitant sentences as if testing each word for its stability. Karl and Shaska held their breath. They were the ones who had put this genial is a pleasant and friendly, man in a less than genial situation. But with each word that set out into the world without a stumble, with each sentence spoken aloud to an audience that did not yawn or laugh in the wrong place, the reader's confidence grew, and from that confidence was born a pleasure in the text in his own words. Karl and Shaska watched as the reader glowed, and they watched Mercedes Ramenschneider glowing in her office. So, what does it mean when it says the reader glowed? What does that mean? Reader glowed? What does that mean? Right? Anybody? What does it mean? Reader glowed. Gain confidence. Yes. but it's an emotion that's coming out, right? He's starting to feel uh, happy, and that emotion is coming out. So it's showing up in uh, how he's reading, and yeah, confident could be one way to think about it. That it showed up in what he was doing on his face and his actions. Even the employees had stopped what they were doing and were just listening. They could sense that something extraordinary was happening. A world premiere at the Tossador Cigar Factory, and a man who had found his voice. I owe you a favor, said Carl. Whatever you want. You've saved a writer's life today. Carl and Shaska crept away, not wishing to disturb the reader in his moment of triumph. Carl too felt elation, coursing through him in quantities he had not realized his old body could still possess. Right? So how would you describe what Carl just did? Right? Carl went and replaced the book, right? As a scheme. How would you replace? How would you uh, how would you describe what Carl did? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Link it to the conversation we had earlier today with Shikha ma'am. How would you describe what Carl did? Can we call it an act of kindness? Do you think we can call it an act of kindness? Yes, yes, absolutely. And you see how it makes him feel? And we talked about it with Shikha ma'am this morning. Carl too felt elation coursing through him in quantities he had not realized his old body would still possess. At Munsterplatz, he bade a warm farewell to Shaska, who ran quickly to school. To celebrate the occasion, Karl bought himself a Silvaner as a wine from the famous Würzburg Stein vineyard, and even had a sip at lunchtime. Then he read his favorite novel, The Uncommon Reader, a slim volume by a renowned author. He allowed himself to read it only once a year, looking forward to it each time, like a connoisseur. Connoisseur is an expert, anticipating the first asparagus of the season. So far, it had been one of the best days of Carl's life. But sometimes life doesn't allow us too much happiness all at once, as if it was a commodity to be frugal with for fear of hubris. Hubris is or pride or overconfidence. That evening at the City Gate bookshop, Sabine Gruber, that's his boss now, Gustav's daughter, asked him into her office. He sat down. She remained standing. I have some wonderful news, said Carl, wanting to share the morning's events. She was sure to be pleased that her bookshop brought much happiness into people's lives. She did not respond. Before you hear it from anyone else, the funeral will be restricted to a very small circle of people, close family only. It's what father would have wanted. Please wait until the official funeral service is over to offer your condolences at the graveyard. No wreaths. But surely the whole city will want to say goodbye to Gustav. Carl could no longer stay on the chair. The cemetery will be full. He loved all his customers. Well, perhaps not all, but most of them. No one loved everybody, not even a man with as much sense of humor as Gustav. It was his wish. I don't believe you. The words burst out before Carl could stop them. Are you calling me a liar? No, he shook his head. I just think you may have misunderstood him. It didn't sound like that. That's an end to this conversation. I suggest you consider carefully what you accuse me of in future. Sabine Gruber left him alone, and Carl felt more alone and more lonely than ever before in this bookshop, his bookshop. He was about to get lonelier still. In the bustle of Munsterplatz, where Shaska usually joined him, Carl waited a long time, finally combing the square for her and even calling her name. In the end, he had to walk his route alone. He even walked past houses where he had no new books to deliver. Maybe Shaska was waiting for him at Mr. Darcy or at Effie's or with the reader. Carl even peered into the dark alleyway he feared so much. There was no sign of Shaska anywhere. Even dogs declined to appear that way. Twice now he had not given it a treat, so that was an end to his affection. When Karl returned to Munsterplatz, there was still no Shaska to be seen. So you see where he's moved from, a, from where he was trying to avoid her, now where he is missing her so deeply when she's not there. Some people stop eating when they're unhappy. The following day, Carl stopped reading. He ate on autopilot, but reading didn't have an automatic mode. He tried several times, wanting to direct his thoughts into another world, but they clung fast to the here and now. Carl couldn't remember a day where he'd read nothing, ever since he'd first learned to decode the arrangements of letters into words. But reading was an activity with a mind of its own. It couldn't be forced. That evening, as he arrived at the City Gate bookshop, he could see Sabine Gruber through the glass, talking to a wildly gesticulating man in work overalls. She was attempting to calm him, but without success. Quite the opposite, in fact. He now appeared to be shouting, the large window pane vibrating at the sound. Emotional outbursts were a rare sight in bookshops, where you might find hundreds, maybe thousands in the novels of the shelves. They were uncommon in the aisle. So, what is the atmosphere normally in a bookshop? What is the atmosphere normally in a bookshop? Anybody? What is the atmosphere normally in a bookshop? Quite calm and peaceful, right? As the man exited the bookshop, he tried to slam the door behind him, but it resisted, closing as softly as usual. Shaking his head, Carl entered the shop. The bell had not stopped tinkling before Sabine Gruber asked him to step into her office. Once inside, she didn't look him in the eye, nor did she face him. Okay, another instance of somebody not looking you in the eye. Carl didn't have the time to sit. There wasn't even enough time to take a breath. The moment they were alone, Sabine Gruber uttered a single sentence, just two words, one syllable each, but with more impact than an entire novel. You are fired. Her voice was trembling with rage. What? Why? I don't have to give a reason, nor do I wish to. He stood behind her desk as if it was a barricade. Effective when? Carl stammered. He had expected this and feared it too, but not so soon. It felt unreal. Immediately, I will inform your customers by phone directly. After all these years, she used to disappear without a word like a book that ends mid sentence. It couldn't be true. Please let me do that in person today. When Sabine Gruber gave no response, he added, I won't cause you any trouble. I will tell my colleagues I accept the decision. If you like, I will tell them I resign. She gave no reply, but nodded and pointed to the door. And that was the end of Karl Kohlhoff, the bookseller. So, how are you feeling about this? How are you feeling? Right? Karl just got fired. How are we feeling? Right? Surely the emojis that we're seeing is not how you're feeling. Whoever's doing these emojis, I have to say that, it's serious waste of time. Might as well go and do something else. So how are you feeling? Carl just got fired. Sad. Yes, sad. Terrible, no? Terrible. This is what books do, right? Uh, you know, it they create emotions, they create empathy, right? Yeah, we're feeling unpleasant. You're feeling good, Radha saying, tell us why. Radha, 7B, Tara, tell us why are you feeling good? The rest of us seem to be a little sad, but you're feeling good. Tell us why. Maybe something to it. Or Radha, do you want to tell us why? What could be the good part of it? I thought I saw Radha say good, right? Okay.
Whosoever is sending so many emojis, I request you to please stop. There are some etiquettes which you have to follow.
Okay, so maybe there's something good in it, and that's what Radha meant. Let's go on. The knowledge that you're doing something for the last time lends one the simplest task. Sorry, the knowledge that you're doing something for the last time lends even the simplest task an air of significance. Never before had Carl folded the corners of the packing paper into such sharp creases or aligned the edges so precisely. He saved Effie's book for last, wrapping it with such care and tenderness he might have been swaddling a baby. Holding it in his hand, he couldn't help thinking how light it was. A whole life story was contained within its pages, yet it weighed less than a pound. As Carl slid into his backpack, his throat constricted. What a stupid old man he was. He'd known his work here would one day end, yet still he'd hoped it would never happen. He also knew he'd die once, but he couldn't imagine that either. Of course, he'd had decades to get used to the idea, but he guessed some things needed a little more time. A few thousand years ought to do it. Carl looked around the cluttered windows, back room stacked high, with publishers' catalogs, remaindered books awaiting return, and trays of promotional material for long outdated new release. The room had always been a warm, safe burrow to him. What is remaindered books? Manisha, if you can just go to that point there, maybe we can see what it is. What does it mean? I don't know what it means. It seems to suggest the book which is not fully finished, or I don't know. Or remaindered book, meaning come back. I don't know what it is. Can somebody Google that for us, please? Okay. He took the rare exit. Again, he waited in vain for Shaska. But this time, he didn't wait long. It was good she wasn't there to accompany him today. It would only have made everything more difficult. She wouldn't have allowed him to turn away his sadness like an unwanted guest. Carl wanted this final round with a backpack full of books to be an entirely normal, average walk, indistinguishable from the others that had preceded it. A walk where melancholy, the sadness, didn't tag along, only the gentle, calm pace of the everyday. Carl walked neither more quickly nor more slowly than usual, nor did he hesitate when ringing a doorbell for the final time. Mr. Darcy was the first on this final round. Carl was glad, knowing the ma'am would receive the farewell in a composed manner, like the English gentleman Carl saw in him. He was unaware that tears had begun streaming from his eyes. Viewed under a microscope, emotional tears look different from those we produce as a reflex to strong winds or chopped onions, which prevent our eyes from drying out or irritants from entering. Yet, as far as we know, crying is an unknown in the animal kingdom. It's uniquely human. So, we are reading this other book, right? The Inner Life of Animals. So, what is your sense? Is crying unknown in the animal kingdom? Is it uniquely human? Or do animals also cry? Anybody? What is your sense? Karma is saying animals also cry. Anybody else? Right. I think we've seen that animals are capable of emotions, right? And we've seen that in several chapters. Wherever we are from, whatever language we speak, all humans cry. From that perspective, Carl had not been human for many years, since the day he had forgotten how to cry. That was the thought that shot through Carl's mind as Mr. Darcy opened the heavy door. Mr. Kolhoff, is everything all right? You're crying. Am I? He wiped the tears from his eyes and stared astonished at his damp fingertips. I am. Did the wind blow something into your eyes? Mr. Darcy hoped Carl would answer in the affirmative. He lacked the experience for consolatory conversation. Right? So, what does that tell you? What does that tell you about Mr. Darcy? One characteristic he may be lacking in? What do you think? We talked about it this morning, right? Empathy. Maybe Mr. Darcy lacks empathy, right? He certainly very clearly doesn't have experience for consolatory conversation, so maybe he doesn't want to go into that area. There must be something wrong with my tear ducts, said Carl, avoiding the question. He pulled Mr. Darcy's book from his backpack, handing it over with trembling hands. You've wrapped it with great precision today. I was in the mood for it. It's always a good day when I see you. and get a new book. Opening it is like meeting a new friend. He looked around. Speaking of friends, is Shaska not with you today? Did I bore her too much last time with my floral clock? She doesn't want to come again. Carl didn't want to think about it. How did you like Pride and Prejudice? Quite wonderful. Read it 3 times in succession. I've been completely lost in it past few days. Do you know why? I suspect because it's so well written. That too, but chiefly I recognize myself in one of the characters. Oh, yes, Charles Bingley, of course. I'm older than him, but otherwise we are extremely alike. You knew that when you chose that book for me, didn't you? Carl gave a tired smile. What we know and what we believe we know are sometimes two different things. Why do you think Carl's saying that? Carl calls him Mr. Darcy, right? So that's one. But this is a very profound statement, right? What we know and what we believe we know. So the flip side of this is sometimes, what we believe we know, we actually don't know. Okay, it's a very powerful line. Would you like to come in for a moment? We could talk about the book. Mr. Darcy opened the door wide in invitation. Sadly, I have no time today. I have a lot of customers to get to, but another time I'd love to. If you would even want a former bookseller, if you would even want a former bookseller in your house podcast, there's something else I must tell you. He took a deep breath. In future, yes, his mouth was dry, his heart was dry, his whole world was dehydrated. Can I offer you a whiskey? In future, Carl began again, closing his eyes to make the leap to the next word. In future, his throat closed, his vocal cords stiffened, his whole body refused to cooperate. He couldn't force the truth out. He gave up and retreated into a lie. In future, I'm sure I will have time for it. Who knows how much time we have left to us? Are you ill, Mr. Colhouse? He stared at Darcy for a long moment. Only the illness we call age. I must get on. Take care. Mr. Darcy laid a hand on his shoulder, something he'd never done before. Okay, so now do you think I was right or wrong? This this act of putting his hand on Carl's shoulder, what does it tell you? He has some empathy, right? He has, he has sense that Carl is not his normal sense and sympathy. Yeah, and empathy because, he's sort of feeling what Carl is feeling and he's sympathizing with him, right? And putting that hand on his shoulder is an act of kindness. You too, Mr. Colhoff. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. He couldn't tell what was weighing so heavily on Carl, but he could sense something was very wrong. But Darcy was a man who didn't like to be pressed to open up, so he allowed Carl his silence and simply handed him the next book order on a slip of paper. Okay. Carl left, his head bowed like Atlas, carrying the weight of the heavens on his shoulder. I'm such a weak old fool, he said to Shasta, who wasn't there, as if I could hide from the truth. Truth is a bloodhound that will find me out. Around the next corner, dog appeared, barking a greeting. Carl wondered whether life was trying to tell him something. Hello, you. He stroked the little head that stretched towards him. I'm much more fond of you than I am the truth. Carl patted his empty pocket. Sorry, no treats for you. Thought you weren't coming back. Dog strayed with him all the same. It suddenly occurred to Carl that he didn't live in a city of 1,000 inhabitants at all. He lived in a village, one that only he was aware of, the village of leaders. At first glance, the houses in the village didn't stand directly next to one another. In reality, they were like the ribs of an accordion at a distance from one another when the instrument was drawn apart. As soon as the music began to play and the bellows pressed the air out, they suddenly found themselves next to one another. On his walks, the spaces between the houses and people living in them disappeared. It made no difference whether he took 2 paces from one to the next or 100. These houses belonged together. The inhabitants of this village of leaders themselves knew nothing of their connection, only Carl. At each of Carl's customers, the same scene played out as at Darcy. At Effie's, where her doorbell was working again, her face flawless, but her eyes as overcast as a sky full of rain clouds. At Mrs. Longstocking's, Sardo beard, yes, she has this habit of giving him some words, right? And he has to sort of figure it out. So the words today were Sardo beard. At Dr. Foster's, who had hung Shaska's puppy calendar on the wall, but continued to hold dog, lupine, her heritage against them. At Hercules, where he sat at the kitchen table, explaining the letters A to D to Carl with such enthusiasm. You'd think humanity had only just invented these extraordinary symbols. At Sister Amaryllis, who told him serial killers were her favorites, especially if they were Catholic and murdered in line with biblical doctrine. And at the readers who had a thank you gift for Carl in the form of a copy of Silent Tango, bound with swing thread. His boss had been so thrilled she had invited him to her house the following Saturday to read the magnificent first chapter all over again, complete with a dance theme sizzling with erotic tension. For each of them, it was simply another day on which Carl Kolhoff, the bookseller, walked to their door. For Carl, it was the first day he spent as an echo of his former life. As he shut his door, fear grasped hold of him like a giant hand, shaking his full body from head to toe, hurling every last spark of happiness out of him. Okay, so that's the end of this chapter. I'm sorry you know, went quite fast, but I just wanted to make sure we finish the chapter because, as I said earlier, I thought that, if you don't read much, it takes a little bit away from the story. So, do you have an opinion on that? Do you all think, I mean, should we read more? Should we talk more? What should we do? Any thoughts on it? Yes, Priya, yes. Yes. I mean, it's a very sad chapter. No? I mean, the first part was lovely. But when helped, he helped Mr. Longstocking, helped Hercules, and now he's helped the reader. And but rest of it is not so nice. So, anybody have an opinion on the balance between reading and talking? Anybody have an opinion? I'm just surprised. Suddenly, everybody's
Sandeep, should I
very
tell
sort
you?
of dried up. Yes, Sandeep.
Oh,
You caught me.
he's
I
reading.
was talking you. So we wanted people to show that what is my good school, and you came in live. So there you're getting some excitement there.
Ah, I can see Auli at the back.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to get some money out of Auli's pocket. He's got a lot of money, and this lovely lady has done some good work. She'll provide the teachers and technology of skills. So paisa
So
bhi
he's
aa
got
raha hai,
it all
skills bhi aa
he's got it all sorted. Huh? Oh, nice to see you.
So Jugjiv is reading. Jugjiv, can you tell us what you're doing just now? Have you
I
finished?
just finished. In fact, I'm just asking the children, what they prefer doing. So what I tried to do today is what you like me to do, which is read a lot
Okay.
instead of talking a lot on other stuff.
Yeah,
So, we had, I just felt that we were not covering enough of the
that's correct.
story. So today we read a lot of pages,
Yeah.
compared to what I normally do. So we
Right.
read this book, The Door to Door Bookstore by
Yeah.
Carsten Henn. And
What age group would that be, Jagjeev?
so typically I think that most books anybody can read. The
Yeah,
question is
true
what you
enough.
get out of them. So, I mean, this one, there's a story. So that
Yeah,
story will work for somebody of any age, right?
age.
So
Yeah, true, true,
it
true.
will work for anybody in
Lovely.
any. Yeah.
Fantastic. Good to see this. This is really useful for us
Chalo,
because
enjoy yourself. We don't want
lovely to see
to
you.
barge into your class. You're almost done anyway. It's almost 12:30.
Yeah, we are done. I was just
Hi everyone,
asking
I
them.
turned up again. Where's
Yeah.
Arfa? Arfa Sandeep sir
Arfa's
is
there.
here.
Arfa's there.
Arfa Sandeep sir is here. I'm cooking something more for you behind the scene. Chalo,
As
God bless
usual.
you.
As usual.
God bless you.
Right. So tell me, more reading, more talking. I mean, anybody have an opinion? Arfa, do you have an opinion? Khushi, do you have an opinion? Atharv, Shia, Shaurya, Ananya, what do you all think? No, no opinion. Okay, that gives me the freedom to do what I want, which is a bad thing.
Then we'll call it a day since they don't have much of the questions and they don't want to say right now. They must be thinking something about the reflection part, how to reflect, how to answer Shikha Agnihotri ma'am questions and what to do for the next Sunday. So, dear everyone, I would like to request you that whenever you want to say something or you have some queries, please raise your hand or write in the chat box as you always do. So, please write it down. Thank you so much for joining today. Bye bye. Take care.
Okay, bye.